Ooh. Hello, dear friends. We're going to continue in this state. For people who would like to sing some sacred sounds, we will do that. And if you just like to allow yourself to be in the vibration, that's good too. I learned this beautiful chant when I was traveling with Rabbi Paula in Israel and Palestine. The words are Olam Chesed Yibane. We're building a world from love. So I'll sing it several times and you can sing along with me. We sing it first in Hebrew and then we'll sing it in English. Olam Chesed Yibane Halalai Halalai Olam Chesed Yibane Halalai Halalai Olam Chesed Yibane Yalalai Olam Chesed Yibane I will build this world from love. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. And you can build this world from love. Ya la la. World from love, ya la la, ya la 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 la. Then God will build this world from love, la la la, ya la 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 la. Olam Chesed. Chesed Yibane Ya la la ya la 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 Olam Chesed Yibane Ya la la ya la 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 Chesed Yibane Ya la la ya la 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 Olam Chesed Yibane Ya la la ya la 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 I will build this world. I will build this world from love. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. And you can build, and you can build this world from love. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. And if we build, world from love, ya la la, chesed yibane. Olem chesed yibane. Ya la la, ya la la, ya ya la 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 la. Olem chesed yibane. Ya la la, ya ya la 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 la. Olem chesed yibane. Ya la la, ya ya la 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 la. Olem chesed yibane. Olem chesed yibane. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. I will build this world. I will build this world from love. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. And you can build, and you can build this world from love. Ya la la, ya la 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 la. And if we build, this world from love, ya la la, ya la 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 la, then God will build. Then God will build this world from love, ya la la, ya la 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 la. May it be so. May it be so. So, these are fabulous words that many of you first heard from Leonard Cohen. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
There's still a crack in everything.
There's still a crack in everything.
That's where the light gets in.
That's where the light gets in.
That's where
the
light gets in. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's where
the
light gets in.
That's where the light gets in.
That's where the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's where the light gets in. That's where the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's where the light gets in. That's where the light gets in. Forget your perfect offering.
Forget your perfect offering.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
Just ring the bells that still can ring.
There is a crack in everything.
There is a crack in everything.
That's where the light gets in.
That's where the light gets in.
That's where the light gets in. That's where the light gets in. Yes, that's so true. It's so true. And there's plenty of light here in this space because there's plenty of spirit in this place. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Gitanjali Laura Rivera. I am the music minister here at CSL. Don't sit down. Don't sit down. I mean, you can if you want, but you're not going to want to for very long. So the spirit is in this place. Let's make a joyful noise unto the one. And here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes, it most certainly is. So now, move around the room. Greet your beloved friends in this place. Tell them how happy you are that they're here. Because we are happy that you are here.
harmony ever. Spirit is,
It works.
No, tonic's good. Tonic's, no.
Because the add 9, yeah.
Yeah, because I heard you were on something else.
Good morning, good morning. My goodness, it's a lot of love going around. Nobody's even looking this way. Invite you to take your seats. Hang on to that. We will reconvene for the social hour. Ooh, okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. A grand rising, and welcome to everyone to our Sunday celebration service here at Centers for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz. If you haven't already, make sure you put your devices on silent. A special welcome to those of you watching on YouTube and Facebook. We're so glad that you chose to join us this morning, whether you are online or here in person. Welcome to the center. My name is Leah Simone Reed. My pronouns are she and her, and my ancestors come from Ireland and Italy. We have yet another very special service planned for you today. Practitioner Shira Stone will be guiding us in our spiritual practice. Reverend Tamara Merrill is holding the high watch for us, all in prayer throughout service. Our musical muses today, our Minister of Music, Gitanjali Lori Rivera, CSL House Band featuring Etienne France with Lauren Dechtenberg on the keys and Michael Santa Cruz on percussion. Yes, you can already tell because we've already started that they're amazing. Our message today will be delivered by our world traveler, United States traveler, Reverend Elijah Christopher. Mr. All right, let's stay after service today for our social hour and potluck. Thanks to everyone with letters A through F who brought food for sharing today. And next week, everyone with letters G through L, it's your turn. Stay later today and every first Sunday for ecstatic singing with Michael Santa Cruz at 12:30. Join our ministers and practitioners tonight for a very special prayer vigil for the world, tonight at 6:30 and in the sanctuary. Join practitioner Sky Leona for a spiritual living circle this Thursday at 11, this Thursday the 11th at 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock. The Sufi Zikr service with Gitanjali Lori Rivera returns this week on Thursday the 11th at 7. And save the date for the CSL Center for Spiritual Living Santa Cruz 60th. We're 60 this year, so am I. What a coincidence. All Sunday, it's going to be a special celebration all day on Sunday, the 15th. So that's during service, after service. Going to be a special homecoming. We're inviting everybody who ever was. Sunday the 15th. Next Sunday, after service, after you get a bite, meet us back in here if you'd like to be part of that planning process. So there's going to be roles for everyone, a little something, whatever your specialty might be, whether it's decorating or food or catering or just holding our hands. It's all very fun. Our party planning is always usually very fun, and so that'll be next Sunday after service. Let us know if you're interested, or you can email me, Leah, L-E-A, at cslsantacruz.org if you can't make it next Sunday, but do want to play with us. Summer synthesis classes are open now for registration. For those of you who have previously taken Chapter 1, Intro to Synthesis,
and may have taken 2 or may have taken 3 or just missing one or just want to catch up. Chapter 2, Ritual Living, begins July 17th and meets on Wednesdays from 6:30 to 8. And Chapter 3, Time in the Entelechy, begins July 18th and meets on Thursdays from 4:30 to 6. We do have a fall retreat coming up in October. So if you get your ducks in a row, 1, 2, and 3, or 1, 3, however you want to do it, if you get through 3, you'll be welcome to join us at our retreat. And those are super fun and amazing, and we're making changes in the world. Both classes are 9 weeks and are held on Zoom. For more information and to register, see our e-news or visit synthesiscollective.org. There is so much happening here, like body awakening, yoga, body-wise, qigong, reading, and discussion circles. We could talk all day about all the things, but we've got to get on with this, so stay up to date with everything in our e-news and visit our website at cslsantacruz.org to see the full calendar. A reminder that practitioners and ministers are available for prayer after service. Whether you have a heavy heart, something to celebrate, or just want to receive, it's their honor to pray with you. You can also place prayer requests in the prayer box in the foyer or email prayer@cslsantacruz.org. And I'd like to invite Shira up for our spiritual practice.
Good morning. Welcome. We are going, so my name is Shira, as she said, Shira Stone. My pronouns are she and her, and my family comes from the Ukraine and Germany. So we are going to say the mission, purpose, and vision statement, which is on the screen here, and yes, on the screen here. So let's say this together mindfully. Our mission is to provide spiritual tools for personal and global transformation. Our purpose is to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence. Our vision is a world that works for everyone and all life on earth. We are a community dedicated to possibility. Now we're going to say our inclusion statement as we are joining with all the centers for spirituality around the globe. We stand with all of the centers for spiritual living around the world, grounded in the knowing that the teachings of Ernest Holmes speaks directly to liberty, equality, equity, inclusion, human rights, compassion, safety, self-determination, and spiritual living. For that reason, we are unambiguously in support of the lives of Black, Indigenous, and people of color.
Yes.
Unambiguously in support of gender equality and equity.
Yes.
Unambiguously in support of LGBTQI+ lives.
Yes.
And unambiguously in support of women being sole decision makers about their lives, well-being, dignity, and choices.
Yes.
Please take a moment with me to feel the ground beneath your feet. And take a deep breath in and release it. And so we begin our morning by acknowledging that the land on which we gather is the unceded territory of the Awaswas-speaking Upi tribe, the Ama Mutsun tribal band. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor the ancestral and current struggle of the original peoples of this land. Thank you. And as we are gathered here together, knowing that the life that we are each living is the life of the one presence, that one life, that is wholeness, that is love, that is inclusion of all of us. And letting this knowledge, this awareness sink deep into every cell of our body. Knowing that who we are is whole. Who we are is eternally loved. Who we are is powerful. This power comes as the ability to create. We have been given that ability from our Creator. And as we gather together, let us know that as our hearts love, as our hearts know that who we are is magnificent, as we know that we are all connected, that this knowledge is so powerful, this awareness. So let us spread this awareness to include every single person on this planet, knowing every heart beats with this love. Every heart is full of this one life and made of this one life. And let us extend this awareness of love to even those who are perpetrating harm, knowing that they need this love, that they are one with us. And may this be an opening for them to recognize that we are one, that they are one, that we are all intertwined. So I thank you for being part of this service today, and that we know together our truth. So letting this sense of being loved, of being whole, permeate your body, permeate your emotions, permeate your mind. You are loved, you are wanted, you are celebrated. And so it is.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Let's sing that again. Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think that God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that command my hands. Oh, what must they do? Command my life is here for you. For God is a love that heals all creation. God is creator and makes all things new. And God needs us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light, and God needs us to shine its light, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. You all sound beautiful, as always. So the theme for this month is perfectly imperfect. So each one of us is perfect exactly the way we are, exactly in this moment, and there's nothing that can take that away from us. Just like the salt in the stew. So this is a song by this woman, Liz Wright. If you don't know her, go check her out right now. How can you lose your song when you have sung it for so long? And how can you forget your dance when that dance is all that you ever had? It must be true. You can't separate the two. No, you can't. It's impossible to do, just like the salt in the stew. Oh, it's all a part of you. There's one thing life cannot do. It can't take your salt from you. So when life brings a chance for you to give your heart away, Don't just stand there being scared. Don't be afraid, 'cause there could be a treasure right there. Now listen, gotta listen to the truth. It doesn't matter what you do. It's all gonna be you, 'cause it's just like the salt in the stew. No, you can't take your salt from you. There's one thing you can do. No, life can't take it. You can give it. Life can't take it. You can give it. No. It's all a part of you, just like the salt in the stew. The stew. You can't take it from you. No, you can't. You can't take. They can't take it from you. It's like the salt in the stew. No. It's like the salt in the stew. They can't take that salt from you.
Well, hello, beloved community. Oh, thanks. It was good to be gone, but it's really good to be back. June has become the month that I take for self-care, and it was also quite a month of adventuring for me. For many of us, the last time we got to see each other last time we saw each other was Pride Sunday. This is very, okay. So last time we saw each other was Pride Sunday. We had our service downtown as the Interfaith Pride service. Then many of us marched together. Then immediately after that, I drove to Santa Barbara, where I spent 2.5 days at the Climate Emergency Response Forum. And I spent 2.5 days with a room of about 50 people from all over the world, with various backgrounds, with various specialties, with various viewpoints. And there's an organization called CERF, Climate Emergency Response Forum. Is building a platform to create a communications network for the world to use to collaborate around our response to climate change. And it was a mind-blowing experience to be with such a diverse group of people, all bringing our various viewpoints to a particular issue and saying, how does each one of our lenses help us see this problem in a different way? And how can we generate new solutions from these overlap of ideas? It was a remarkable event. I'm now involved with this organization. We're going to be doing more climate emergency response forums around the world moving out from here. Then from that, we came back, or I spent some time with my family down in Southern California. Then I came back. We had a quick turnaround, finished some things around here, and then Jason and I got to go to Kauai for 10 days. And a great big thank you, I don't know if you remember, but back at our holiday party earlier at the end of last year, Many of you bid on an auction item, which was the gift of the condo in Kauai for Jason and I to go on our vacation. So thank you very much for sending us off on our time of self-care and renewal. And that 10 days in Kauai did end in us getting engaged. So there's a wedding in our future, folks, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And I proposed to Jason. And so it's been a full month. A lot has happened. So let's begin. Exhale. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Let's take another deep breath in and let go. One more breath together. Breathe in and let go. And so, as we begin, our theme for this month we're going to be cycling around is something like practice makes imperfect, or perfectly imperfect. I think we're going to perfectly and perfectly take this talk title all month long. Because I think that's the point of it, right? This idea of practice makes imperfect or perfectly imperfect is, I am a fierce believer in oneness. I'm a fierce believer in the power of love, in the power of truth, right? In the power of spiritual practice. I claim that that's who I am. I seek to live in that awareness every single day. And yet life is not a straight line, right? My path towards oneness looks a lot like this, right? And it's in the wandering along the path that we bump into the experiences that help us understand what it is that we're moving through, right? Because this experience of life is here to reflect back to us what's going on in our consciousness. You've heard me say before, the universe is a mirror. Your life is a metaphor for your life. Everything that's showing up in the world is a reflection of what's going on in our collective consciousness, and it's just a look in the mirror. If we want to change what's showing up, then we have to change what's happening inside of us. Right? So I got to be very relaxed, have all this beautiful time in Kauai, and then on our last day there, as we're packing up, we watched the reruns of the presidential debate. It was like, oh, goody, we're going home. And then the Supreme Court made a very interesting decision. I'm a fierce believer in oneness. And I see a whole lot of what feels like separation, of what feels like othering, of what feels like a system breaking down. And yet what I know is that there's a crack in everything. And that's how the light gets in, right? And so I have to tell myself, I have to believe when I look out into the world and I see all the things that are unfolding around us and I see the cracks, I see the pain, I see the othering and the separation, I have to tell myself that something is breaking open, right? This is not breaking down, it's breaking open. That these cracks in our hearts, the pain that we are feeling, is the way that we actually open ourselves up to allow the more to shine into us, but also to shine out from us. It's those broken places in us where our greatest healing happens. And it's the broken places that appear to be in the world that are our opportunity to be the living examples of how healing happens. And that's to not get lost in what appears to be real, right? Our Buddhist friends give us this idea of Maya, that reality is an illusion. Suffering comes when we buy into the illusion. When we look at what is and we believe that it's happening to us, rather than when we look at is and realize that it is an invitation to us to look, to see, to believe, to perceive in a different way. Right? And so there's this interesting fact that the CIA learned in their MKUltra experiments back in the day, right? That if you bombard someone with all sorts of false information for a period of time over and over and over and over and over again, regardless of what truth you put in front of them, the false information is what will be believed. Now, there's a powerful truth hidden in that, because the truth is that we believe whatever we expose ourselves to the most. Right? And so if we choose to see the world as it is and say, I'm going to use the power of prayer, I'm going to use the power of affirmation, I'm going to use the power of spiritual practice to overwhelm my mind with a greater truth about what's happening here. I'm going to convince myself of the oneness. I'm going to repeat my affirmation. I'm going to speak my treatment over and over and over again. So that when I look into the world, when I look into the conditions, when the dis-ease shows up in my body or your body or the world or our community, that we are able to look at it and say, no, no, no. This is not a reality. This is a false truth. And I'm going to declare a higher truth. And what we know is that our consciousness, our choosing, our attention is what creates. So if we are being bombarded every day through the media, through the news, through social media, through our conversations with each other, with all of the stuff that's going on that we don't want to see, then we need to outweigh it with the power of our spiritual practice. Are you praying more than you're watching the news? And I'm not saying don't watch the news. I'm saying take in what's happening. That's your prayer list. Then outweigh it in your consciousness with higher divine truths, with a belief in oneness. Because if I buy into the othering that those others are trying to other at me, what have I done but created more othering? If I hate those who hate me, what have I done but created more hate? You know, there was a guy that sat on a hilltop a couple thousand years ago that said, love your neighbor, love your enemy, pray for those who hurt you. Right? Which is funny because many of certain factions of Christianity these days are going, I don't know who said that. And so it's our job to take on that call. Because the only way we are going to get out of this situation is through the power of love, is through the power of shifting our consciousness, is through the power of breaking down any sense of other that is, and living from a place that declares our belief in our oneness. But that means that our consciousness has to be so overwhelmed with this truth that there's only one of us here, that it then trickles down and becomes the activity of our lives. It becomes the way that we vote. It becomes the way that we talk about what's happening. It becomes what we purchase. It becomes how we walk in the world. We can't say we believe in oneness and then vote for separation. We have to figure a way to hold this in our minds, all that's happening in the world around us, in a way that allows us to remember that there's something greater at work here. I know that the worst moments in my life, the most painful experiences, the traumas, the moments where I have been hurt by other people, have forged me into the person that I am. So I know that that is true for all of us. That's true for us as a collective. That everything that is unfolding in the world right now is forging us into a new humanity. Can we tell a story that this is a time of rising up? This is a time of an invitation. This is a time of an awakening to a greater truth of who we could be. But we cannot get lost in the story of fear and separation and hatred. Because if we get wrapped up in that story, that will start to inform how we choose. That will start to inform how we speak. That will start to inform how we vote, how we act, how we walk in the world. What does it look like for us to courageously and fiercely believe in oneness and live and lead from love? That is a serious practice. Because every day there's going to be opportunities to go the other direction. And the practice is to keep coming back. Every time we mess up, every time we make a mistake, every time we do it wrong, every time we get wrapped up in the hatred, we bring ourselves back to love. So the practice is bringing ourselves back. Right? The neuroscientists who study meditation these days will tell us that when you watch what's happening in the brain when someone meditates, the new neuronal connections, the new neuroplasticity, the building of the new hardware of the brain that happens in meditation, it's not happening when you're sitting there blissfully in the one. It happens in those moments when you forget that you're meditating and you bring your attention back to your breath. New connection. I have a teacher who lived in a Buddhist monastery for 13 years, and he said one of their meditative practices was to count their breaths backwards from 100. Breathe in, 100, breathe out. Breathe in, 99, breathe out. Doing this quietly in your mind. If you lose track, you go back to 100. He said in 13 years in the monastery, he got to 0 maybe once. The point of the practice is not to get to 0. The point of the practice is to go back to 100. It's every time you get off track, you train yourself to go back to the beginning. Every time you get lost in the hate and the separation, you go back to love. Every time you forget who you are, you remember your truth. Every time you mess up, you go back to the center. Every time you forget, you remind yourself to remember. The practice is in stepping back onto the path every time we forget. Every time we see something that makes us believe in separation, every time we see something that makes us believe in the other, every time we see something or hear something or feel something that convinces us of anything other than our oneness, we bring ourselves back. Right? I have been practicing the practice of spiritual mind treatment, our 5-step affirmative prayer that we teach in Science of Mind, for 18 years. It's a practice of walking through the 5 steps of awareness that say, 1, God is all there is. 2, I am one with God. 3, I speak my truth, my prayer, into that awareness. 4, I am grateful. 5, I surrender it. I let it go. Walking through those 5 steps over and over and over again, I realize that in every meeting I have and every time I come together, every time we come into this space, we go back into that rhythm of prayer. Where does it start every time? God is all there is. I go back to that truth. What I've realized over 18, 20 years of doing spiritual mind treatment, training my mind to think in this way, it becomes easier and easier and easier to go back to start. Even when I see what's happening in the world, I can at least ask myself the question, how is this God? How is this for the good? How, what, why? I can ask the questions at least, and those bring me back. Because we cannot be the perpetuators of fear. We have to be the perpetuators of something else, of something more. We talk in this philosophy and in this community of having a vision of a world that works for everyone. We have to be as on purpose and on fire and about that vision as anyone we think we want to otherize that's othering us about how they believe in their vision. Could we be that rabid about it? What does rabid love look like? What does powerful, courageous oneness look like? It's going to require us to stand up. It's going to require us to speak some uncomfortable truths. It's going to require us to be in this perfectly imperfect dance of figuring it out. But we have to do it. You know, I think about the fact that, again, it's really easy to see the separation, the pain, to be afraid. Right? I just told you my partner and I got engaged. If Project 2025 goes through next year, we won't be able to. Right? So what does standing up for love look like? What does voting for love look like? What does voting for inclusion? What does voting for oneness? What does standing up for the greater truths actually look like? Because whatever we're afraid of losing, it's an invitation for us to stand for what we believe in. It's an invitation for us to be brave, to be strong, to believe in the power of our consciousness and the power of our truth to create the reality and the world that we want to live in. Margaret Mead said, "Never forget that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." We can be that small group of committed citizens, not just us, but people who are willing to stand for oneness, stand for truth, stand for a bigger idea, and live it into the world. So that's what we're going to be chewing on this month as we unfold over the next couple weeks. And I want to take a little bit of time to anchor this deeper in prayer today. This is our first Sunday of the month where we often spend some extra time in prayer. And so Shira, if you would come up here. Shira's going to play the bowls for us. And normally I invite, individuals to come up and ask for some prayer. But the thing that I really want us to do today is to bring our collective consciousness together and speak a prayer for our nation, to speak a prayer for our world, to speak a prayer for the healing of our collective human consciousness and for our human heart. And so I want to ask any of the practitioners who are in the room or ministers, and that's not just the practitioners and ministers here. If you're a practitioner or a minister in any of the New Thought denominations, if you were trained by Reverend Deborah Johnson at Inner Light, if you're from Agape or Unity or Christian Science or however you got your training, if you call yourself a practitioner, I want to invite you to stand up. And if these folks would be willing to come to the outside of the room and just hold the rest of us as we step into this space. Shira's going to play the bowls in a moment, and what I want to invite from all of us is to use the power of our word, to use the power of our collective consciousness, to speak into the truth, to speak into the vision, to speak into the world that we want to live in. And that part of our job is to raise our consciousness to a higher state of awareness so that our minds, so that our choosing, so that the way that we see supports the creation and the emergence of a world that works for everyone. So take a deep breath in. And if you're sitting or if you're standing, wherever you are in the room, I invite you to speak your prayer out loud, to speak a mantra, to say a tone, to make a sound, whatever it is, to bring your voice, your consciousness, and we're going to bring our collective consciousness together and create a healing vibration. Because what I know is that there's only one of us here in the world, and that the consciousness that we hold in this place, we send out to the world. So take a deep breath in. And let go. Take another deep breath in. And let it go. One more deep breath. And let it go. And I want to invite everyone to speak your prayer out loud, beginning now. And so right here and right now, I speak my word. First and foremost, remembering and reminding myself that there is only one power, that there is one presence, that there is one infinite being that is living and breathing throughout the entirety of the universe. And it is this one mind that is manifesting, that is creating in, through, and as all of existence, as every person, as every being, as every thought, as every experience, as everything that is unfolding in this world. I remember that all of it is God. And so from that place of remembering that there is one divine consciousness at work here, I speak a word of allowing myself to remember that I am one in that consciousness, that that which I choose to see, that which I choose to perceive, that what I speak, that which I feel is the way that the universe is creating. So I take my mind to a higher place, and I invite this congregation to lift our minds to a place where we can see that the divine activity of the one is at work in the world. And so what I claim is that every person on this planet who is seeking a position of power in any place is connected to that one divine mind. And it is the truth of that divine mind, the power of that divine mind, and that one heart that speaks and thinks and acts through every leader in this world. I speak for those presidential candidates. I speak for our Supreme Court justices. I speak for everyone in this nation, that we are connected to a higher divine intelligence, and that intelligence is washing through our consciousness, seeing through us, speaking through us, acting us, opening our hearts. And so what I know is that justice is a power, is a presence in this universe that is true. I know that evolution is a power that is true. I know that love is a power that is true. I know that healing is a power that is true. I know that there is something great unfolding here in this world right now, and that even that which appears to be breaking down is actually cracking open, and that these cracks allow the light to get in, to get out, to shine into the darkest places within our consciousness, so that something new can be born from this fertile soil of that which is breaking down, preparing us to step into the next. And so let us open our hearts in this moment right now, remembering that there is something more at work here, and that it is working in, through, and as each one of us. And so in that awareness, let us be grateful that we have the capacity, that we have the freedom, that we have the ability to gather into this space and cultivate this collective consciousness right here and right now, knowing that as we do so, we lift the vibration of our own minds, we lift the vibration of this space, and we know that that vibration moves out into the world, that if we can experience peace right here, we hold that this peace is available to everyone, everywhere, every when, all the time. And so I breathe again, remembering that each one of us are being breathed by something greater than we are, and it is that one life that is living and breathing in everyone on this planet, that there is no one and no thing that is separate from this one. And so let us choose to see this everywhere and allow this to inform us in everything that we do, so that we can stand for truth, so that we can stand for love, so that we can be not afraid and courageously live into that which we know needs to be. We call upon a world that works for everyone. We know that it is being born, that the seeds are being planted, that all that no longer serves this highest divine idea is currently falling away from this world. So I know that all that crumbles creates room for that which truly wants to rise up. And for that I can be grateful. For that, I am grateful. And so I speak this word, and I seal this prayer by saying, and so it is. Thank you, my friends. Take another deep breath in. Have a seat. And you might want to get back up in just a minute.
I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your churches. I ain't afraid of your temples. I ain't afraid of your praying. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Rise up to your higher power, free up from fear, it will devour you. Watch out for the ego of the hour, the ones who say they know it all, the ones who will impose it on you. I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. Rise up, see the highest story, free up from the gods of war and glory. Watch out for the threats of purgatory. The spirit of the wind will make a killing off the sin and Satan. I ain't afraid of your Bible. I ain't afraid of your Torah. I ain't afraid of your Quran. Don't let the letter of the Lord stop the spirit of the love is goodness. I ain't afraid of your money. I ain't afraid of your borders. I ain't afraid of your choices. I ain't afraid. I ain't afraid of your Sunday. I ain't afraid of your Sabbath. I ain't afraid of your teachers. I ain't. He ain't afraid. Go on. Hey, I ain't afraid of your Yahweh. I ain't afraid of your Allah. I ain't afraid of your Jesus. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your dances. I ain't afraid of your music. I ain't afraid of your children. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God. I ain't afraid of your dances. I ain't afraid of your music. I ain't afraid of your children. I'm afraid of what you do in the name of your God.
I love that we get to collaborate.
I know.
I texted Lori earlier this week and was like, we got to sing that song this Sunday. Whew. So, friends, we're going to step into our time of conscious giving here. I just want to tell you two things really quickly before we do that. Reminder that this evening, we are going to come back to this space at 6:30 this evening in person. We're not doing it online because we just kind of put this together last minute. But we're going to do a prayer vigil this evening. Chaplain Cheryl's going to be leading it. And we're just going to come together and do some more deep prayer and meditation for our country, for our nation, for our healing. So if you want to come back and just get deeper into this collective consciousness healing work together, 6:30 this evening. And also, Cheryl wanted me to let you all know that you're invited to a birthday party. Reverend Grace's birthday's coming up on the 16th. And Owen, Cheryl's husband's birthday was on the 5th, just the other day. And they're having an open house at their house in next Sunday, July 14th. In the afternoon. If you want to celebrate those birthdays and come to the open house and be in community, talk to Cheryl after service. So with that, this is our time in the service for conscious giving. If you are feeling inspired, uplifted, excited, and want to support what's happening here in this place, it's your contributions that allow us to be who we are and do what we do. So thank you in advance for all that you give. Repeat these words after me. For all that I am, for all that I have, for all that I give, for all that I receive, I am truly grateful.
You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply. You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply. God of love, I call out to you. God of abundance, I bow to you. Help me to stay in constant gratitude for all the blessings that you bring me. You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply. You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply. God of strength, I call out to you. God of abundance, I bow to you. Help me to stay in constant gratitude for all the blessings that you bring me. You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply. You are my source and my supply. Oh, you are my source and my supply.
So take another deep breath in. As I remind us yet again that there is one power, one presence that is our source, that is our supply. There is one life that is living through and as everything that is. And so from that awareness, I just speak a word of gratitude to that one for all that supports us. Each one of us, for all that supports us to live, the water, the breath, the food, our homes, all of the privileges and rights that allow us to gather here in this place. I'm grateful for it all. I'm grateful for every gift given that makes this community what it is, for every financial gift that allows us to support the structures of this place, for the musicians, for the music, for the tech support, for the community support, for the prayer support, for all that comes together to make this community who we are. I am grateful. And even more than that, I'm grateful not only for who we are, but I'm grateful for who we are becoming. I'm grateful for the call of evolution that is calling us to be more than we've ever been before. I'm grateful that in this moment, I know that I am willing to say yes. And if you are willing to say yes to that evolutionary call, say yes now. And so in that yes, let us then realize that that is the door to our healing. It is the door to our abundance. It is the door to our opening of love. And so let's bring this collective consciousness together here today. If there's anyone in this room who's seeking healing in the physical body in any way and needs to remember that wholeness, I invite you to stand up if you are able right now. And just take a deep breath in. And remember that each one of us is connected to that perfect pattern, that divine intelligence that is living and breathing in every cell of our bodies. So let's breathe in that truth. Let's breathe in that wholeness, that there is something greater than we are that is living us. And that something more has the capacity to heal. And so let us accept that healing however we need it right now. If there's anyone here who's seeking healing in the areas of source and supply, of prosperity and abundance, of having needs that need to be met, I invite you to stand up right now. If you are able, again, stand, open your arms wide, symboling your willingness to receive that good that is yours, to receive all that you need, to share your gifts with the world, to be who you are meant to be. Each one of us is meant to be sourced and supplied so that we can give ourselves to life. So let's open right now and accept that truth. If there's anyone here who needs healing in the areas of the heart, whether that's in forgiveness, whether it's in grief, whether it's in relationship or any element of love, I invite you to stand again right now, taking a deep breath and placing hands on the heart, realizing that that heart center we are being lived by that one, that the heart of the universe beats in our hearts, that the heart of the earth beats in our hearts, that the one love that lives in all humanity beats in our hearts. And so let us open right here and right now to remembering that love is all that there is, that love is the source of all things, that love is the healing balm of all things. So let us open to that. And if there is anyone on your heart or your mind right now that you want to include in this energy that we have created here together today, I just invite you to speak those names out loud, to include them in this healing prayer. Even as the names continue to be whispered on our hearts, I just claim, know, and declare right here and right now that the one love, that the one life, that the infinite being is continuing to evolve, to rise up and grow in, through, and as each and every one of us and as all of humanity. Let us, each one individually, be the catalyst for the emergence of a world that works for everyone and for all of life. Let us believe in the possible. Deep breath in. Let it go. Another deep breath. And let it go. Deep breath in. And let it go. And so we let it be, and so it is.
We have one more song to sing for you today, and you know this, most of you know it. We just finished, we've had what my family calls Interdependence Day. So we need one another. We need one another not only to survive, but to thrive. So if survival is not enough for you, you can sing, I Need You to Thrive, as you like. But please sing along with us. And if it feels comfortable to you, you can sing this to each other, or you can just sing it inside to yourself, whatever feels best to you. I need you, you need me. I need you, you need me. We're all a part. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me, come be with me, come be with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will, that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are those words again. I need you. You need me. I need you. You need me. We're all a part. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Come be with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to thrive. New words, I pray for you. You pray for me. I pray for you. You pray. I love you. I love you. I need you to I won't harm you. I won't. With words from my mouth. With words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive. It is God's will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to thrive. Go beyond survival to thrival. Go out and do that. Imperfectly perfect. Yay.